Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I'm Gerry. Max and Terry are here, arranged. I don't know if one's here. These areas right there. So, guys, we wanted to talk a little bit about the guy who wore the armband on Saturday. It's somebody that I feel like we've been clamoring for this guy to get a shot at captain for a while now. Obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, you know we're talking about Seamus Coleman. Gentlemen, let's start with Max. Is Seamus Coleman the best candidate to be captain for Everton?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think much more needs to be said other than before the game, obviously, the team had come out, lining up in front of the Gladys Street, and the names are getting read out. The announcer goes, number 23 and captain Seamus Coleman, and the roar that got from the crowd, it speaks levels of that was something that we wanted to happen, and now it's something that has happened. And the fact that he got the armband ahead of Baines, who's usually the deputy, I think that goes to show that the club are taking note of the changes that we want to happen. I think obviously he's captain at Ireland, and he's always, I don't want to say mouthy, because he's not exactly a mouthy person, because, if you've ever met Seamus Coleman, he's quite possibly the nicest professional footballer you could ever meet in your life. Yeah. But he's just, he's straight talking, shoots from the hip, which are qualities that you need in a captain, and he'll never back out of a challenge on the pitch. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's ideal to be captain. I mean, there's a reason people are clamouring for him to be it, just because the way he speaks, the way he carries himself. The club's had a lot of player recycling over the past several years, and he's one of the ones who's managed to get through, and he's been here a long time, so he understands the club. He's come through the right way. He hasn't had it all given to him. He came from the Irish League, which is, it's quite, it's rough. It's not like he's been pampered since he first broke through as a footballer. So he gets it. He gets our fans. He gets our club. He says the right things. He wants to achieve things with Everton. He's just the natural choice to be the next captain. And I think that is probably what's going to happen, because there's a small clip that Everton put out around the game on Saturday, and you see as they're going off the pitch at a full time that Silva puts his arm around Coleman as they're going down the steps. So maybe Silva sees him as his captain. Like, I'm going, this beginning of a new sort of era at the club. This guy can be my captain, because, well, you've got Jagielka and Baines there, who also came through the same way that Coleman did. They're not guaranteed starters in their positions anymore just because of age, whereas Coleman very much is. So I think it's a no-brainer. I think it'll happen as soon as Jagielka is not at the club, because I don't think they'll be so disrespectful to take it from him. But I think for now, Coleman will be the captain on the pitch, and then probably from next summer he'll be the captain of the club outright, and rightly so.
Yeah, it's one thing, the example that he sets with his play and effort and training. That's one thing. Leading by example is one thing. That's a big deal. I feel like you need that, right? But there's something else that he does that I feel like I don't really know that Jags does this. Coleman holds people accountable. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's his teammates, it's the opposition, it's the officials, the referees. If his teammate does something stupid, he's on him. If another player comes in with a rash challenge on one of his teammates, he's on him. If he's on the opposition, he's on the referees if they do something boneheaded. I want a captain that has no problem going up to the referee and saying, "Look, that sucks, man." How can you give him a yellow? That's his first foul this half. What's going on here? You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Being able to just get in the referee's shit. I love the fact that he's not afraid. If somebody comes in with a ridiculous tackle on him, he'll turn around and be like, "That's ridiculous. What are you doing?" I mean, think about what he's gone through. He doesn't want that to happen to anybody else. He's just the fact that he holds everyone accountable to standards. I can't think of anyone else in the squad.
Yeah,
Who does that?
good that you mentioned that, because who was it that got sent off? It was right in front of the away fans. I can't remember the game, but it was on Baines. Someone went in, stood up on Baines. It might have been last season.
Is
And he
it
ended up,
Moy at Huddersfield? I think it was.
yeah, yeah. And as he was coming off, like Seamus coming up, wagging a finger in his face, and as Gerry said, that that's a product of his experience from breaking his leg. And he's just one of those players. He's been there, done that, and if he speaks, it's something of value. It's something worth listening to. And if you remember, before the season started, when he was on duties with Ireland, when he was talking about, it kind of go to the point of accountability. He was mentioning, last season we've been through God knows how many managers over the last few years. It's time for the players to stand up and be counted. And as Gerry said, that's something that we've needed for so long.
Yeah, a good captain sets the tone for the whole club, I think. I think every player sort of, if they're a good captain, sort of looks to them and has to sort of get in line with them and is afraid to sort of upset them and knows they're answerable to him. And that's inwards, but outwards, I think they're the face of the club as well. And you just think, well, who's the leader at that particular club? And if you look around the clubs, you can see the better teams have better captains. And I don't just mean they've got the best players as a captain, but if you look at all the best teams in the league, the Company at City, he's not playing every week, but if you see any Company talk at all, he's a really intelligent, really eloquent, articulate guy. He gives big speeches to the players and all that. It's you can tell he carries himself like the leader of that team, and I think that's what Coleman is and will grow even more to be for our players, because as I've said, there's been a lot of player recycling, so a lot of the players haven't been here that long. Some of the more experienced players, experienced at Everton, have only been here 2 years. Had 2 full seasons here, so it's the captain's role is really important right now, and I think Coleman's just perfect for it.
Yeah, and I think the thing that I look to is also the fact that it's natural for him. He's doing all this stuff because it comes naturally. It's the way he is. He's not thinking, and there are some people who are deliberate like this, and it's obvious. They think, oh, I should be doing this to take a leadership role, so I am going to go and give my teammate shit because he didn't do what he was supposed to, and it's this very deliberate. But Seamus just does it because it's what he thinks it's what he's supposed to do. He's like, no, yeah. I need to do this, and I feel like that's just so natural. It's impossible to ignore that. That is a natural captain, and it's not someone who you're like, wow, that's a good player. Let's give him captain because he's a good player.
This is not a popular thing, but I remember. About 2009, the year we finished and it went to the FA Cup final. I remember when Coleman that year, he was quite young at that point, he used to always get a load of abuse on the pitch when he made a mistake off Phil Neville. But that's why it's popular, because Phil Neville was not a popular captain, but you don't know what he was like off the pitch. And on the pitch, he certainly was vocal and tried to be a good captain. I remember whether he was a good player is another matter. But I always remember that whenever Coleman at right back, because he was very new to right back at that point, would make mistakes, players in behind him or he'd lose the ball, Phil Neville would be right over to him, and you could tell Coleman was taking his medicine, and I think he's learnt a lot from that. I think being around squads that have had Phil Neville in it has taught him in the very early stages how to be a captain, whether you like Phil Neville or not. He's from the old school as well, from the Alex Ferguson sort of era, so even if he was not worth having on the pitch, he certainly he probably went about things the way Alex Ferguson would have liked a captain to. So that's probably why Coleman now, in a large part, is such a good fit to be a captain, because he's learned like that.
Yeah. So yeah, and I are we all in agreement? We're kind of hoping he sticks around as captain the entire rest of the season, yeah, and moving forward.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if you're digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. Nearly at 1,100 subs, which is nuts considering the fact that we just started. I think our first video went public last September. So I know we technically joined YouTube in August, but our first video went public in September, which is nuts. So everybody has been awesome and supportive, so thank you. Please check out if you want to see more Terry, because we all want more Terry. Okay, if you want more from Terry, check out the Liverpool Echo fan jury, which is going now that the season is going. All right. Also, Max has analysis on the Toffee Blues website, and he's on some other pods too. All right. He's just, people want more Max. It happens. Yeah. So I guess that's it. See his little, his very humble face. That's great. I like it. All right. So that's it. Bye.